Welcome to Critical Reading for College Success, English 0890, the Distance Learning section, or a Distance Learning section. I'm glad to know that you're all here and want to become better readers. I know you already know how to read, and there's different kinds of reading that we do. We read novels for fun and newspaper articles for obviously information, either from the internet or actual paper, which is always nice. We read our online things all the time. We do a lot of reading. But reading textbooks is a little bit different, and that's why we call it critical reading. And we are thinking about reading not just to be successful in college, although of course that's very important, but also just to know when we're reading what we're looking for. Now, college textbooks, as you know, take a bit longer to read than things like the articles and novels and comic books and things like that. So we're going to try to not only get the most out of our reading, but figure out how we can do it as quickly as possible. So I'm Professor Sherman, and I've been teaching at Community College of Rhode Island for about 30 years. So if you have questions about anything to do with CCRI, please feel free to ask me. Emailing me would be the best. We're not on campus much, if at all. So by all means, send me an email, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. For this course, we're going to use Blackboard, and we're also going to use McGraw-Hill Connect. Now, for some of you, this may be the first course you've taken using Blackboard, so I just want to go over a couple of things about how to use it. As you can see from the screen, this is what Blackboard will look like when you click onto it. I have the student preview mode on. You can see that. I usually have the instructor mode, but this is what yours will look like. So sometimes there'll be an announcement right there in that box, but a lot of times you won't see anything. But what you want to do is go to this item that says Start Here, Syllabus and Other Important Class Information. This, by the way, you can always email me or another student in the section by clicking on that. But this is the menu, so we'll click on this and show you what that looks like. We'll have the syllabus and some other things. That's me, and just a little bit about me, like I already told you some stuff. This is about getting your course materials. This course is all-inclusive, so what you paid in tuition covers the cost of the McGraw-Hill Connect materials. If for some reason you already have McGraw-Hill Connect access, perhaps you bought an unlimited package for another course, or you still have it from the spring semester or something, you can opt out. But if you haven't already created an account that's still active in McGraw-Hill Connect, you'll need to do that. And all you'll need to do is use the access code you got from the bookstore. We'll click to that in a minute. The minute you click on an assignment, by the way, it'll prompt you to create an account, and you'll do that. Now, the other book we're reading, it's called First Do No Harm by Lisa Belkin. It's a really interesting book. It's got a lot to do with medical things, and I know a lot of you are interested in getting into the medical field, so I think you'll find the book interesting. But you have to get this book separately, either from the bookstore or Barnes & Noble, the library. You can get it from Amazon, eBay. There's lots of things like that. It's been around for quite a while, so it's not a new book. You can get it used for a couple of dollars. But you need to do this right away because there's an assignment due the first week of class based on the first 78 pages or so of the book. So don't wait to get it. And when you click on anything in Blackboard, I'm not going to click on everything here because that would take too long, but every time I give you something to do, you'll be able to click on it. So you can click here and you'll see the course materials. You click here if you want to register into McGraw-Hill Connect that way. The syllabus, there's nothing to click on, or you could click, but nothing would happen, and that's fine. Click away until things happen on Blackboard. And the syllabus tells you what we'll be doing, kind of the course rules. You can see here that things are going to be due a couple of days a week. I know some teachers have assignments due when they do a distance learning course just one day a week, but I think that can lead to trouble because if you miss that one assignment or that one day, it's really going to hurt your grade. By breaking it into 2 days, if you miss just one, it's not so detrimental to your grade. So you want to be mindful of that. And I've listed what everything is worth for your final grade, homework, quizzes, final project. You can see that the tests and quizzes are going to be worth the most. But homework and blog posts and assignments on Connect, stuff like that, also worth quite a bit. And this is how the grading is done. Just so you know, you'll see in Blackboard your grade, and I'll have your current grade in there, so you'll know where you are all along the span of the course. We don't have extra credit as an option. It's just not enough time, and you really just need to focus on the 4 credit things. The requirements, I put this in bold and I underlined it because plagiarism really is a serious academic crime. If you plagiarize on anything, blog posts, tests, assignment, whatever it is, it's going to be an F for the course. So please don't do that. If you have trouble with something you don't understand, ask me. You're better off getting a 0 on the assignment than an F for the course. So please don't do that. Don't plagiarize. Check your email frequently. I get back to you quickly. I'll have the stuff corrected quickly. There's your responsibilities for knowing the student handbook. I put the link there. If you have an accommodation that perhaps you had in high school or something, or is documented, you can certainly still use it at CCRI. I recommend that you do and get a hold of the DSS office. I put the link there. And then there's some other kinds of rules in here. And this is always going to be there in the important information syllabus item in the menu. And then I go through the weeks, what I plan to do. And these are going to be listed in the weeks as well. But this is just to give you an overview, make sure you know what you're doing. We're going to have stuff due from the McGraw-Hill Connect program as well as from First Do No Harm. We'll have quizzes every week, so you'll have plenty of them. And that just makes it so each one isn't worth so much. So it's kind of nice to get them all in there. With that, if to pass the class, you must have at least a 75. So that's what that first item is. That's really important, which is why I called it important class information. When you get to week 1, you'll see it looks, and this is how it's going to look every week. There'll be an overview of what we're going to do, and I'll make a list. And you can see for this week, very first week of class, I made everything due Friday. Usually it would be Tuesday and Friday, but I know some people get a late start, so Friday's fine. These things are really important. Every class you take meets about 3 to 6 hours. Well, we're meeting 6 hours a week because it's summer. So for every hour of class time, you need to add 2 hours of homework assignment time, plus the 6 hours. So for a class like this, a summer course, we're talking 13 to 17 hours a week. Might as well round it up to 20, right? So if you think you can do this course in 3 or 4 hours a week, you really can't. It's not going to go well. You need to have about 20 hours to devote to the work for each week. But you'll be done in 5 or 6 weeks, so that's the plus, right? So I do have a PowerPoint for you to watch, and I've asked you to introduce yourself to the class on the blog, and just, a few little things about yourself. And I have the directions in the blog. The pre-test on the McGraw-Hill Connect, I'll show you how to get to that in a sec. Some more assignments in Connect. The power process readings, those are like essays at the end of a chapter, and I've asked some questions for you to do some things with those. I hope you find them interesting. And then the First Do No Harm reading, it depends on how fast you read, 2 to 3 hours. It's 78 pages. So that's how I break down this first week of taking about 17 hours to do. And I've listed the assignments here as well. Now, like I said, every time I assign something, I have it as an item that you can click. So, for instance, the blog, or actually this is the discussion board. Just click it. My wheel is turning, indeed, yep. And this is a post first discussion forum, so you have to post your response before you can read everybody else's. And you'll just click on create thread. You can write your subject, all about me, whatever it is. Type right here in the text box. I'll do it. All about Lori Sherman. And then you can say, I am, whatever. You just type, and then you would click submit, and off it would go. I'm not going to click submit so you guys see all that craziness. Or you can save a draft, or you can get out of it, and that's fine too. When you want to go back to week 1, just go ahead and click week 1, and you'll see the next, well, you see all of it, right? So all of these are on Connect. The pre-test, the reading and study strategies, vocabulary, power process. This is the blog for First Do No Harm, the first 78 pages. I've asked you to just write up some responses to those pages. Now, when you click on Connect, I'm going to click on it differently. When you click on it, you're going to end up on this page that looks like this. And this is the one for students. These are your assignments. And all you need to do once you're there, after you've created an account, you just click. Actually, yeah, we'll just do it this way. Click here. It says how long they think it'll take for you to do it. It gives you the details of when it's due, so you remember, and then you just click on Begin. When you do, it should take you to, there we go, now it's going. It just takes a moment to get there. And it gives you a study tip, and that's nice. It gives you a different study tip most of the time when you go to it, so that's kind of a nice thing. And when the screen comes up, it gives you an option to review how to use Achieve. By all means do that if you're not familiar with it. But then what you'll do is you'll go to Library. It's got the deadline. It says that they recommend you do this in 2 study sessions. Click Continue, and then all along you're just going to, I think this is already open as much as it can be. Yeah, you can collapse or expand. Just click on each one. You can listen to someone read the things for you. You should read these, of course. Take little notes. I recommend using a notebook. And then you just work at your own pace. And you can read all 5 of these. And when you're done, it'll go back to your library screen and you will read the next one. And that's what we'll be doing all throughout the course. We'll read these, and there's little activities to do throughout, questions to make sure you understand it. But after you've done the whole thing, after you've gone through all of those library assignments, click on Assignment. I did it just to see how long it would take. And then when you do it, you'll just click it, and it'll give you a little background stuff. And theoretically, there you go. You will answer the question. So in this case, you would read this, and they ask what's an effective pre-reading technique, and you click what you think is correct, and you get to choose whether you know it, you think so, you're unsure, or no idea. And then it'll tell you if you're right or not, and it'll move on to the next question. Okay, so that's how we're going to use the McGraw-Hill Connect. Let me go back to the Blackboard page for a sec. So clicking on all of these will get you to all of those assignments. This is a blog post, like I mentioned, about First Do No Harm. The book, it's the first 78 pages. I need to add a parentheses. I put the directions here, and all you'll need to do is click up here where it says Create Blog Entry. And you'll say, blog post 1. And you'll answer the 4th section. So what I would do is I think I might go like this. Summary. Summary's not this. It's actually response reaction. Response reaction. And then what you think. I like this. I didn't like this. I was surprised. Whatever it is you want to say. And then the next part would be vocabulary. So what words you weren't familiar with. And there's some disease names that are really new to me anyway. And then connections. Maybe you knew someone who's in the hospital for a while. Maybe you saw something on a TV show or a movie or whatever it is. Those kinds of connections are all I'm looking for there. And then the last thing is the summary. So you can set up your response like that, and then you'll just hit Post Entry, and it'll go right there. Now, everything you do on Blackboard, by the way, has to be done by the due date. Same thing with Connect, or you won't be able to do it. Okay, so make sure you start plenty early. And then, by the way, I'll grade it and I'll put your score there. So that's kind of the overview of what we're doing each week, how we do it. We click and click and click until we find what we need. That's basically how we do it. The McGraw-Hill Connect just gets you right to Connect. But so does every assignment. Like I said, all of these will get you to every assignment you need to go to. Okay? So the most important thing in this class is time management, believe it or not. It's a hugely important skill. So what you want to make sure you do is not try to do the work on the day it's due. It is not the DO date. It's the DUE. It's a deadline. you try to do all the work on the day it's due, you're going to fall behind quickly. And there's no extensions. You have to get the work in on time. So do the work early. I open each week at least by the Wednesday before. Actually, it's going to be available a whole week before it's due. So if something is due next Tuesday, I'll open it the previous Tuesday. You'll have plenty of time to do it if you don't wait till the last minute. If you wait till the last minute, you're going to have problems. So I just wanted to let you know about that. Now, anytime you have any questions or concerns, email me and I will get right back to you. It's not a big deal. We can always meet using Collaborate if you want to talk to me about anything. So I do hope you enjoy this course, and I hope it helps you become a more efficient reader and helps with comprehension and actually overall enjoyment of reading. So do enjoy, and let me know if I can help you with any questions, problems, whatever about CCRI, the course, whatever comes up. Good luck, and hope to talk to you soon.